What's up, everybody? Tyler here, nonstopnutrition.co, and today I'm going to be breaking down and completely dismantling our #1 top selling product over the last 7 years, the Green Hulk Juice. I'm going to tell you guys exactly what goes into the product, why I chose those ingredients, and how they're going to help you burn fat, lose weight, and feel great for many years to come. I respect your time. I greatly appreciate you being here, so I want to get right into these videos. All I ask from you guys is to make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video, please drop a comment down below. Now, first and foremost, the ingredient rundown. In this bad boy, we got celery, cucumber, cilantro, green dandelion, ginger, turmeric, jalapenos, and a splash of lemon juice. All of our juices are going to contain a little bit of lemon juice because that's what we use as our natural preservative. 100% raw and natural. No preservatives, no artificial flavorings, food colorings, stabilizers, and certainly no sugars. If you're wondering how this bad boy tastes, it's not sweet. Tastes like it sounds, like a salad in a bottle. It's a little bit bitter, it's a little bit earthy, it's a little bit sour, it's a little spicy due to the sprinkle of jalapenos we put in here. But keep in mind, we do make a non-spicy version. That is our Godzilla. That's because it's smooth like a lizard's belly. If you're wondering, this is our go-to belly fat burner. This is our go-to weight loss morning juice. This is like a liquid plumber. This is the solution to your constipation. It's a constipation nation out there, and the only solution to pollution is dilution. Remember that right there. Quick rundown of the macronutrients. I want you guys to keep in mind, we're in this for the micronutrients though, right? 16 ounces in a bottle. 8 ounces of anything is considered a serving. So in one serving, in half a bottle, you got 80 calories. 160 for the whole bottle. In half a bottle, you got 12 grams of carbohydrates. You're only about 24 for the whole bottle. Extremely gentle, low glycemic carbohydrates, loaded with natural magnesium, sodium, potassium. Like I said, we're focused on the micronutrients here. We're focused on the electrolytes. We're focused on hydration. These juices right here are more for detoxing, cleansing, drying out the body. And then when you want to build, when you want to bulk up, when you want to add some calories, add some good weight, you want to stick with our fruitier juices. Now, if you're wondering how to make this bad boy in your very own home, it's kind of hard to explain because we make these in small batches of about 50 to 100. So if you're just making like 1 to 5 in your own home, it's kind of hard to explain the process. But I want you to vision it like this. About 75% of this bad boy is going to be made up of your celery and your cucumber juice. It's going to make up the bulk of the product. The last 25% is going to come from your stronger roots, your toots, your leafy green vegetables, and a splash of the lemon juice for the natural preservative. You don't want to use too much of those products like the green dandelion, the cilantro, because they are very strong. Too much of that, the body's not going to react very good, and it's not going to taste appealing at all. I feel like this combination we've put together over the last 7 years has been appealing to the customer. It keeps the product nice and bright. It doesn't make it too dark. It's good for selling. It's appealing, like I said. It looks gentle, and it's exactly what it is, and that's why it helps you burn so much fat, because the sugars in here are low on the glycemic index, very gentle, It helps regulate the blood sugar. It should not spike the blood sugar too much, thus helping you burn fat throughout the day. But we're going to get into that a little bit more. Not going to sit here and explain the specific benefits of each ingredient. I want you guys to realize that all these ingredients work synergistically together to help your body initiate, to activate the natural healing process that we all have within inside of us. When you skip meals, when you do a little bit of fasting, when you certainly step away from the standard American diet and the drive-through, your body is able to start its healing process. And this is what I created in order to kill those morning cravings so you can start fasting, you can start healing. The way you start healing is by initiating the process called autophagy. Autophagy is a word I want you guys to remember, and that is the process of cellular-induced suicide. You see, your body has the capabilities to realize which cells are dying, which cells are dormant, which cells are malignant, and it has the ability to kill those cells off. The problem is you have postponed that process. You've inhibited that process because you're living a standard American lifestyle, standard American diet, living at the drive-through, putting cream and sugar in your coffee. I know you. Stop doing that. So, lots of people have told me this gives them a lot more energy than their daily coffee, especially if you built up a tolerance to caffeine. You got to take a break. You got to let your adrenals back down a little bit, reset. And that's exactly what juicing does, exactly what juice cleansing does. It's like an oil change for the body. It's like a big reset. So I want you to remember that term, autophagy. We're going to get into that deeper, more elaborate, and more future videos to come. But once you start fasting, once you start skipping meals, start juicing, you're able to promote that process of autophagy and start killing off the old dormant malignant cells. Remember that. Now, one ingredient I do want to focus on is the jalapeno peppers. The reason I use those bad boys is because the process, the ability they have, the power to open up the blood vessels, to vasodilate the capillaries and supply more blood more more oxygen to your brain, your heart, your limbs, your extremities, so you can breathe harder, so you can work easier in the gym. When you got more oxygen flow going throughout the body, your focus is up, your cognitive performance is up, and you feel much better. Thus, focus, not thinking about food, not thinking about carbs every 2 hours, every 20 minutes for some people. Who knows? So the peppers are great for increasing the circulation, killing cancer cells, and improving the fat burning potential within inside your body. But remember, we make a non-spicy version. It's just as good too for killing those cravings. For some people that are extremely sensitive, just one sip, half a juice, and they're already realizing the downside of juicing. Look, if you're sensitive to peppers, if you're sensitive to nightshades, which peppers are in the nightshade category of plants, you should stay away from the peppers. You should stay away from our spicier juices. Stick with the other ones. They are going to work just as well. Like I said, some people are extremely sensitive to nightshade vegetables, peppers, and it may not be for you. But if you like spicy foods, if you could tolerate a little bit of heat, it's one thing I want you to realize is we don't use any kale. We don't use any spinach. If you see a green product out there, a green juice product with kale or spinach, I want you guys to run for the hills. I want you to stop eating kale and spinach in its raw form because the high amount of oxalates that are contained in kale and raw spinach. Those two leafy greens especially. What are oxalates? Oxalates are plant defense mechanisms. We're going to get into this in more videos, and we're going to elaborate on this more because it's a whole video on its own. But just realize that oxalates are on leafy green vegetables majority of the time, and they are plant defense mechanisms, plant defense chemicals, because plants are rooted in the ground and they're not able to get up, run away from their predators, right? Bugs, insects, whatever it may be trying to eat that plant. They have to naturally develop these defense chemicals, these defense mechanisms, because they cannot move. They have no other way to defend themselves. So these chemicals that are inside these plants, when you ingest too many of them inside of your body, it could become a problem. When you consume too much of these leafy green vegetables that contain a high amount of oxalates, you have the potential of developing, especially women, vulvodynia. I want you guys to research that on your own. Vulvodynia is a condition, a disease, whatever it may be, in where these crystallizations form up in the vulva region of women, creating a huge discomfort, huge, massive bloating discomfort. And after doing this for almost nearly a decade, I can tell you I can see women walking around like that from a mile away. It's uncomfortable. It is uncomfortable to the point where you can't even sit down. Sucks to have sex. I suggest you educate yourself and you stop eating those raw leafy greens. Kale and spinach are okay if you're going to cook them. If you're going to saute them, you have to eliminate, you have to destroy those plant defense mechanisms before you consume those type of vegetables. So if you see green juices with kale or raw spinach, don't buy them. I'm telling you right now, don't use those at home when you're making your smoothies, when you're making your own juices at home, because the high amount of oxalates, this has been debunked in this industry many, many years ago. So if you see a product with those, they have not been doing their research, okay? This has been debunked many, many years ago. And over-consuming those amount of oxalates, I'm telling you, like I said, especially for women, can cause the condition vulvodynia. If you're wondering what the hell is an oxalate, I'm going to put it this way to you, and then we're going to move on, and we're going to talk about these more in a later video. When you eat kale or raw spinach, that leathery feeling you get on your tongue, it's almost like a discomfort. It's almost like you have been licking grass all day, like you've been just, like your tongue is almost raw, it's bitter, it's very dry on your mouth. Those are oxalates inside your food, and those are what we want to destroy before we consume them or not consume them at all. Now, another process I want you guys to realize and really, really remember this word, peristalsis. Peristalsis is the process of moving food throughout your digestive system, right? Everybody knows you got 30, 35 feet, some odd number of digestive system, a long track that the food has to pass through before it can finally come out of you, before it can finally be fully digested. The way it gets through 30 feet of digestive system is through a process called peristalsis. Peristalsis is a process in which is a series of muscle contractions along the digestive system, along your small intestine, large intestine, which helps push the food through while digesting, while absorption of nutrients is occurring. Now, this process, a series of muscle contractions, this takes a lot of energy. I want people to realize a lot of energy. Like your body almost has to devote all its energy after you eat food in order to digest it, especially if the food you're eating is bread and cheese. That's why a lot of times people eat a huge meal and they're sitting on the couch, they're bloated, they're tired because your body's using all that energy to just push it through where it needs to go. Now, when you eat foods that require very little digestion, foods that are extremely bioavailable, digest rapidly, you save so much energy. You delay the process of peristalsis. You can actually, all the energy that was used to digest the bread and the cheese, you save that energy, you can now use it to heal your body. Now that energy could be used for autophagy, the process we described in the beginning. Now you're killing off those old cells. Now you are finally attacking that body fat and getting healthy and starting to heal. Now, none of this happens without fasting, intermittent fasting, 3-day juice fasting. Realize that everybody is fasting. When you go to sleep at night and you're sleeping, you are fasting. You break your fast when you eat breakfast. The littlest putting cream in your coffee could break your fast, could kill all the beautiful things that come from fasting. So people got to start realizing, people got to start practicing, got to start experiencing reality. This is reality. Our ancestors didn't have Dunkin' Donuts, McDonald's drive-thrus on every single corner. They went days without food. They were completely fine. You're not going to starve if you skip a meal. You're not going to starve if you juice for 3 days. These juices contain no fiber, but tons and tons of bioavailable micronutrients that keep you full, satiated, kill the cravings, keep you focused so you can get back to work. When you do your first 3-day juice cleanse and when you complete it, it is a huge accomplishment. You feel like a champion, okay? Now, my whole goal in creating this juice was to create a juice that was gentle on the glycemic index, a juice that was not going to spike your blood sugar too high, a juice that was 100% vegetables, other than the cucumbers and the lemons, because technically those are fruits because they have seeds, but we're not going to get that detailed with it. Look, a juice that contained no apples, that's for damn sure, because you just add too much sugar when you start adding all the fruits. I wanted to keep it low on the glycemic index, like I told you, because I wanted to minimize the insulin response from this product. When we can lower the insulin response all day, you can damn near guarantee that your body is burning fat for fuel. When you can lower your insulin response, you can finally start to burn off some of your built-up glycogen that's been stored up inside your muscles and stored up inside your liver. When you can burn through that, then you can start burning your body fat. But only until then you start skipping some meals, alleviating yourself from that built-up glycogen, that built-up excess water retention, then you're going to start burning some fat. I created this product because I was working at a gym and I saw people walking back and forth across my desk every single day, never getting results. They were here killing it, destroying their bodies in the gym, working really hard, and they left and put the wrong thing in their body the minute they got in the car. And I wanted to solve that problem. I wanted to give people an option, give people a solution, give people an easy go-to on their fridge. When you buy a 6-pack of these, when you buy a 12-pack of these, you're prepared. And that solves your problem. So preparation is key. That's why it's called the Juice Life. It's not the juice once in your life. When you created a lifestyle, when you have these on your shelf, ready to go, ready to grab out the door, it's convenient. We make it really easy for the customer. Most of our customers have juicers themselves in their houses. We just make it convenient. We're not doing anything special over here. So big time want you to remember, this is our belly fat burner. If you're looking to lose weight, if you're looking to burn fat specifically, stick with our green juices. We got the Hulk, we got the Godzilla, we got 100% celery juice as well. If celery is your thing, it's a great source of natural sodium. It's going to keep the circulation going. It's going to keep you focused throughout the day without sugar. If you feel like you're crashing every 2 hours and you got to keep going back for more sugar, we need to cleanse you out. We need to detox you. You need a reset. You need an oil change. Give the Green Hulk a try. Give the Godzilla a try. Give a 3-day juice cleanse a try. If 3 days seems a little intimidating, start with a 1-day cleanse. I've had people come back for this 10 times, a dozen times. We've been doing this 7 years. No marketing, no advertising. We're finally starting now. That's why I'm asking you guys. Greatly appreciate it if you like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Drop a comment down below. Hope you guys learned a lot, laughed a little bit. Stay tuned for the next one. Peace.